What is going on, my fellow lab rats? Today we're going to be learning a little bit more about Spear. I have timestamps down in the description if you want to skip ahead anywhere, but we're going to start off with the kick, go into combos, strings, and some setups and KO confirms. Let's get into it. I'll go over the moves real quick. Neutral light, a whole bunch of jabs out in front of you that make it very hard for people to approach on the ground. At low damage values, you can follow it up. Once they get hurt, it sends them too far, though. Side light strings into your down light and is one of the best ways to force a dodge with this weapon. Down light will not hit grounded opponents, but it's a very good anti-air if we set him to jump. And it's also your combo starter. So all your combos are going to be off of that. Neutral air has a great hitbox and a lot of active frames. It's hard for a lot of people to challenge this move if you're just in their face throwing it out. And then the variable force is also very low, so it doesn't matter how much damage they have on them, they're never going to go far. Side air is good for thwacking people on the ground, for stopping approaches, and part of a combo ender to take stage control. And lastly, down air. This move is fun to use, but it's maybe one of the weaker moves in the kit. Every time you hit this, you do get this little pogo bounce. So I haven't used even one jump here to stay in the air that long. It can be good off stage if you manage to stuff someone, but it's also very difficult to do that. The recovery is decent. It is a KO move for you. It's okay for getting back to stage because you maintain a lot of freedom of movement left to right, but it's not that difficult for someone to stuff that out if they're above you. And then the ground pound is not very good. It's I think a big noob trap where people will be throwing it out on stage in dangerous situations, and it's just not that strong there. Situationally, it can be good, like if you're denying a whole zone of space like that when someone's trying to come back to the ledge, but not the best ground pound. You can use side air to maintain stage control. You can use neutral air if you want to stay below your opponent and try and scoop them up with a recovery or some other option. And recovery is going to be your primary KO option. And at white health, you can get side air neutral light. And here's what the combos look like at higher damage values. See how you can knock them right off stage with SAir, whereas in contrast, the NAir keeps them close. And we can use recovery to pick up KOs. So there are two main strings I want to talk about. The first one is down light, gravity cancel, down light. Anytime they don't have dodge available, this is a good option. It just gets you more damage and takes them a further distance on any of your basic combos. So here's a way this might look if you hit it in game. If your opponent's at white, you can do an NLight dash, DLight, gravity cancel, DLight. Once they start taking a little bit of damage though, they'll go too far for that to work. And the other really important string is side light, down light. Again, that's unjumpable, they have to dodge. So you're going to get a lot of action off of side light. If people eat the down light, then they're also going to eat the follow-up combo. So understanding how to punish different dodges from side light is really important, and we're going to go into that now. A neutral right or left dodge can be punished just by waiting and downlighting after their iframes are done. And then you can follow up with the gravity cancel downlight like we learned earlier. And when they dodge right, you don't even have to chase dodge. You can just walk right over there and get them. If they dodge in towards you, you can just do a backdash. Any type of downward dodge, you can just do another side light and get a big combo. If you do the side light early enough, they won't touch the ground, and you can do the gravity cancel D-light for massive damage. So even if they dodge down right or down left, you can still easily clean that up. And if they go down right, it's easier to make sure they don't touch the ground. And on down left, you just turn around. That's just going to leave us with upwards dodges. So if they don't have much damage on them, I recommend doing an NLight like that. And the reason is that you can chase them down and continue to pressure after that neutral light with all kinds of different stuff. And I just want to talk about the neutral game on Spear a little bit. So a huge part of your game plan is connecting side light to force them to dodge, or catching their dodge, leaving them with none. And you facilitate that. Like if you just try and run around and side light people with the spear, you're gonna have a bad time. That's not very good in neutral. What is good in neutral is neutral light on the ground here. This is really good for controlling space, and down light. It's very difficult to jump in on spear. It's basically impossible if they're spacing properly and using down light. So you want to use that to keep people from jumping in at you, and this to keep people from walking in at you, and just control the pace of the game. You want to frustrate people with spear. If you can, you tag them for little bits of damage here and there, you get one dodge read, and suddenly you can get 40, 50 plus damage out of nowhere. Do you think Spear's at its best with a patient player? Definitely someone who would prioritize good spacing over, hard aggression or trying really hard to get a read. But at the same time, it is a weapon that benefits from reading dodges, especially with side light like we talked about. But that's going to do it for Spear. Thanks for watching, everybody.